Hello everyone, it's SIMS here, welcome to a brand new video, and today we are going to talk about something going on behind the scenes in the entertainment industry and specifically what's happening with the Sims resource. But before jumping into that, as always, if you enjoy my content, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and let me know in the comments that you'd love this kind of content where I'm sitting down and just talking and talking about internet stuff. And obviously, I'm going to talk mainly about Sims here, but if there are other games that you're interested in, please let me know in the comments as well. I would love to talk about every other games that I love to play myself as well, so let me know. But today's video is gonna be a little bit of a different topic. And before jumping into it, this whole video is going to be speculative. I am just pulling out this information from articles and stuff that I found online. I am going to leave all my resources down in the description below, so if you want to check them out for yourself, you can do that and, draw your own conclusions. I'm just doing this because I've seen some things happening and I wanted to talk about them, but it is going to be completely alleged information that I kind of gathered. Let's say that. So this does not mean that anything I'm going to say is 100% confirmed or true, but also I wanted to talk about it because I feel like it's an important topic, especially with the Sims community. So today we're going to talk about the Enthusiast gaming company, its financial struggle, and what it means for you as a Sims player that likes custom content and mods. These last couple of years have been pretty rough for the gaming industry just in general, with a lot of companies struggling in this ever-changing market. You've probably heard about these big companies like Activision Blizzard, EA, Riot Games, Microsoft and others laying off tons of employees, and it's almost like, hey, congratulations, you've just made Game of the Year, now pack your stuff and get out. It's been estimated that between 2023 and 2024, more than 20,000 jobs were lost in this industry, with the myriad of factors at fault, from just general company greed, which is honestly mostly to blame, to a shift in consumer preferences for live service games, which are more expensive to maintain, and also the post-pandemic shrinkage of the overall market. But it's not just game developers that are being hit with these huge layoffs. A lot of other media companies are as well, such as Google, Paramount, Netflix, Disney, and this wave of layoffs has been sweeping both big companies and smaller brands pretty much the same. My interest was piqued in regards to Enthusiast Gaming thanks to my friend Erin, who told me about the company financial struggle first. So huge thank you to Erin. I'm going to leave their links down in the description as well. But who is Enthusiast Gaming? Enthusiast Gaming is a Canadian digital media and management company that specializes in video game journalism. Enthusiast Gaming was founded in 2014 by Menashe Kestenbaum, and they're known for owning a decent amount of gaming related websites such as Pocket Gamer, Planet Destiny, Addicting Games, and The Sims Resource. They also used to run a gaming convention in Toronto called the Enthusiast Gaming Live Expo, EGLX, but after the 2020 edition, which obviously had issues with the pandemic and all of that, was delayed because of the pandemic, it hasn't been hosted since. But now, let's talk about what's happening behind the scenes. According to these articles by Adweek, the company has been struggling financially in the last few months. In December 2023, Enthusiast laid off 10% of its workforce after losing $59 million in the last quarter of the year, which meant around 20 employees of the 200 present in the company at the time. Then again, in March 2024, the company laid off 25% of the staff, around 45 employees, and according to the article, this was actually the third cut in a few months. So it is clear that the company has been struggling financially for more than a year at this point, with layoffs and cuts to try and recoup the pretty major losses. That was also confirmed in late April with the quarterly review for the company, which also showed a full year in-depth review. In 2023, revenue decreased by 13% to $47.1 million, and while gross profit increased by 5% or around $18.9 million, the adjusted EBITDA loss was still around $3 million. It's still an improvement from the 2022 quarterly review, which showed a loss of 5.2 million, but it's still definitely not in the positives. But it's not just Enthusiast Gaming that has been hit by these money problems. Let's now talk about Omnia Media. According to this Forbes article, in May of this year, Omnia Media was at the center of a pretty major money scandal. The company is a YouTube MCN, which is a third-party media net with the goal of helping YouTubers or other content creators with the behind the scenes of content creation, which usually means increasing efficiency to grow the audience, programming content, setting up collaborations with other creators or brands, solving issues regarding digital rights, monetizations, sales, and much more. As for a couple months ago, a few creators had disclosed that Omnia Media started to pay its creators late, outside of the contractually agreed timeframes. Two big YouTube channels, CoffeeZilla and Some Ordinary Gamers, have even made videos in regards to this issue, which I'll link in the description as well, which go way more in depth about the issue with Omnia Media and also touch on the Enthusiast gaming money struggles that have surfaced in this last few months. But why do this company financial struggles impact you, who are a Sims player that just wants to use custom content and mods? Well, matter of fact, if you are a Sims fan that has ever looked up on Google best mods for Sims or Sims for lashes and cute clothes, you've probably stumbled upon the Sims resource. The site is a huge repository for mods and custom content that has been around in the Sims community basically since the beginning of the franchise. It's a well-known brand that has been working alongside custom content creators and mod creators to distribute their files to the masses. Now, I will not go into depth regarding whether people like or dislike the Sims resource, because I know there are a lot of contrasting opinions. Some people love it, some people really dislike it. So I don't really care if you like the Sims resource or not, but you still have to admit that it's a pretty major influential figure and an iconic space for the Sims community. Now, if you were paying attention, at the beginning of the video, I did mention that Enthusiast Gaming acquired the Sims resource, and that happened all the way back in 2019. Now, I don't know exactly what this acquisition entails, because the contracts are private, but we can speculate a little bit. So, as a warning, before continuing, as if everything that I will say from now is alleged and speculation by me. We can presume that the Sims resource, much like other sites owned by Enthusiast Gaming, are hosted by the company itself, so Enthusiast Gaming probably pays every fee and any expenses to make sure that the sites run correctly, and probably also some of the staffs that works on the Sims resource behind the scenes as well. What is alarming is that the company has been laying off people and losing money for months now, and while they're definitely trying to cut costs, it is clear that both Enthusiast Gaming and its subsidiaries like Omnia Media aren't doing super great. So this could mean that the Sims resource is also at risk. Now, I cannot say for certain that it will or it has been having issues or is going to have issues anytime soon, because personally I don't know anyone that works behind the scenes on the Sims resource, so I couldn't ask directly. But I would love to know if any of you that are watching are content creators that make custom content or mods and post their content and get paid on the Sims resource, if there's been any particular issues happening with payment. I personally like the way that the Sims resource allows custom content creators to get paid for their work, which is something that doesn't really happen on many hosting sites. Like, there is Patreon still, but this is such a huge platform that when you are writing Sims custom content on Google, it is one of the first things that comes up, so definitely it gets a lot more traffic than personal Patreons. So I really enjoy that people can get paid for their work. And I'm also pretty certain that thanks to the on-site advertising and the monthly subscriptions from Sim players, the site can make enough money to stay in business because they have been doing it for so long. So I'm not super worried that they're gonna close down, but still, seeing the situation with Enthusiast Gaming and Omnia Media, I can't help but worry a little bit for the safety of the Sims resource and the people that are working behind the scenes. I really hope that this, trend in the gaming and media industry of companies cutting costs by laying off huge chunks of their staff does end soon, and hopefully we will be able to enjoy the custom content of Sim Resource for many more years to come. I wanted to make this video talking about it because, especially if you are a fan of custom content for The Sims, and if you're able to afford to pay for your favorite creators, I highly suggest you do so. especially because I know that a lot of them work really hard on making their content, and you can usually support them through their accounts, their patrons, and all of that. So if you are feeling a little bit generous, I highly suggest you do so, because they make amazing stuff and they make our games even more interesting and cool. Just remember that if you're seeing like bad practices, like people like keeping custom content behind a paywall for years, that is not allowed by TOS for EA. So in that case, we're talking about something completely different. But for your creators that are doing early access stuff and then they release their content still to everybody and they're just doing it for passion, I feel like giving them a little reward for this is always very nice. But closing off on the Enthusiast gaming situation, let me know in the comments down below what you think about this situation. Do we think that the Sims resource is at risk of something happening? I really hope not, because as I said, it's such a huge platform for simmers. Even if you don't like it, you have to admit that it is very major, and it would be pretty major to see it, I don't know, maybe not disappear, but have issues of some kind. So hopefully nothing like this happens, but I wanted to let people know just so we are all on the same page, right? Well, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know again in the comments what you think about the situation, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.